Welcome back to Dmac Mad Gaming. I'm your host Dmac, and here we believe gaming is a lifestyle, not a hobby. Welcome back, guys. And today we're doing a first impression of Mortal Kombat 11. Now, if you didn't know, Mortal Kombat 11 just dropped today, but I got mine a little early because I pre-ordered it from GameStop. Yes, GameStop, and I got it released to me early yesterday, and I've been playing about 8 or 9 to 10 hours of Mortal Kombat 11, and I have some thoughts about the game, and I want to do a first impression video for you guys to let you know what I think about the game and if it's worth your time and money. Now, in my first impression videos, we talk about the graphics, the gameplay, we talk about the story if it has one, we talk about if it has any customizations, systems in it, and we talk about if it has microtransactions in it as well. And yes, Mortal Kombat 11 is going to have microtransactions in it. It's not going to be a loot box system, and I don't think that the loot box. I don't think it's not going to be a loot box system, and the microtransactions are not going to be linked to the progression of the game, but it may be linked to the progression of customizing your character. So let's get started. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the graphics of the game. I think NetherRealm Studios did a wonderful job with the animations for the fighters, the character models. I think they did a wonderful job at that as well. Barranca looks amazing. Scorpion looks amazing. Raiden looks amazing. They did a really wonderful job with the voice acting, the character models, the animation of the characters fighting each other. The voice acting for the characters are done really well, and I think that NetherRealm Studios really did a wonderful job when it comes to graphics for Mortal Kombat 11. Now, I always feel like if you are a developing studio that works on a individual series like Mortal Kombat, each installment is supposed to be better than the next. And I have to say, NetherRealm Studios has been doing a wonderful job. Mortal Kombat X, when it first came out, was a mouth drawing, open looking game. It was gorgeous, and Mortal Kombat 11 puts that to shame. And I gotta say, I think NetherRealm Studios is stepping up the game a little bit more. I think they worked a little bit more hard on this than they did X, in my opinion, because it's visual pleasing to the eye. Like I said before, the animations for the characters are on point, the voice acting is on point, the character models look fantastic, so realistic. The stages for the game look vibrant and colorful. They did a really wonderful job, and with the customization system they have in place, you can customize your character to look different from everybody else's, and I think that that shows off the beauty of the graphics for this game. And I think this is a current gen Mortal Kombat fighter game, and I'm just in love with it visually. Gorgeous. I mean, really gorgeous. I mean, as you see, I got actual gameplay here, and you can see that this game is gorgeous. And I think NetherRealm Studios did a wonderful job with that. And the animations for the characters done really well. Whatever they did to actually capture these movements, I think they need to continue doing that because they look so realistic when they're moving. It just looks very pleasing to the eye. And I gotta say, on that alone, NetherRealm Studios hands down did a great job. So the next thing we're gonna talk about is the combat. Now, when you play a fighting game, you want to know how good the combat is. Is the gameplay mechanics on point? Is it done well? Is it easy to pick up? Is it intuitive just to pick up and play? Is it fun? And I have to say yes to all them things. It's easy to pick up and play, very intuitive. It's a lot of fun, and the gameplay mechanics is refined really well to where it's it runs buttery smooth when it comes to the gameplay mechanics. And it also helps that the game runs at 60 frames per second on Xbox One, PlayStation 4 Pro, Xbox One S, and Xbox One X. It runs at 60 frames per second. So buttery smooth frame rate, gameplay mechanics done really well where it feels so smooth and natural. Oh my god, the gameplay mechanics is so fantastic. Excuse me, see here, I'm playing right now. I'm still learning Shao Kahn's move sets, but you can see buttery smooth, very interesting to watch, and more interesting to play. I mean, the gameplay mechanics. Oh my god, they go so well, and I mean they only tweaked it a little bit from Mortal Kombat X. I mean, Mortal Kombat X gameplay mechanics was something that a lot of people was in love with, and I think they took that framework and improved upon it in Mortal Kombat 11, and I think they did a really wonderful job. And what I mean by they took that framework from Mortal Kombat X and improved upon it, because in Mortal Kombat X, game before this one, the combat was just as smooth, just as beautiful to look at, and a lot of fun and intuitive. But the key difference from that gameplay mechanics and the Mortal Kombat 11 gameplay mechanics is two things. One, you have different sets of bars to burn meter for defense and attack, and you don't have to sacrifice anything at all. In Mortal Kombat X, you have to either use your meter for a special move, like your character special move, or you have and use it for more advanced attacks, or you can sacrifice your more advanced attacks for a special move. In Mortal Kombat X. In Mortal Kombat 11, you don't have to worry about that. Each different thing, defense, attack, has its own special meter, and I think that is just awesome. And on top of that, you'll still be able to do your finishing move, not your fatality, your special move in actual combat in a game if your health goes to 30%. It's called a final blow. And like I said, they did so well with the animations that it looks beautiful and gory. Oh my God, Mortal Kombat 11 is so gory. Now, when people play Mortal Kombat, they think about the fatalities. And we have seen some really messed up fatalities since Mortal Kombat first came to the gaming world. And each installment has even more gorier fatalities. But Mortal Kombat 11 right now is the top of most gory fatalities ever. I mean, reimagined to the highest degree. I mean, you're gonna see a fatality in a couple of fatalities and brutalities in his gameplay. And I gotta say, Shao Kahn is brutal. And one of his fatalities you're gonna see in his actual gameplay is just mind blowing how they could just think of something like that. Yes, the fatalities and the brutalities are back, and ooh, it's just gory as all get out. But yeah, gameplay mechanics is done really well. Great job. Now let's get to the story. Yes, Mortal Kombat has a campaign, a story to play, and it picks up after Mortal Kombat X. And I gotta say, they did really well with that as well. Not mind blowing, but entertaining and fun, because Mortal Kombat campaigns has always been entertaining and fun and out there and just crazy. And they did that again with Mortal Kombat 11. So it's not really much to talk about. 6 hours long. It's over the top, crazy fun, and a little bit of interesting if you follow the Mortal Kombat lore. So yeah. And Mortal Kombat 11 has a large roster, and 8 more characters are coming in DLC. So a lot of characters to choose from when playing Mortal Kombat 11, and I gotta love that. Now, the one thing that I like about Mortal Kombat 11 that I think that they took the foundations of Mortal Kombat X and built upon it in Mortal Kombat 11 is content. Now, you know when you play a fighting game, you either can play the campaign and single player. You play the single player campaign, and then you can play the AI and a couple of towers in Mortal Kombat X. But Mortal Kombat 11 has so much more content, so many more towers you can play, so much more you can do in it that I think the Never Studios thought about, well, let's think about those who don't like being competitive online, don't like playing online matches. Let's give them something to do to keep them playing the game. And they did a really wonderful job with that. It's a lot of single player experience content in Mortal Kombat 11 for you all out there that don't like playing online. It's a lot for you guys to do as well. Now let's get to the customization of the game, because it's been a lot of controversy in the game community about that. A lot of people feel like NetherRealm Studios is trying to put a slick one on us. The reason for that is like I said, I've been playing for about 9 to 10 hours, and I went to the crypt to unlock some stuff for Shao Kahn, some new equipment, maybe some special moves and stuff like that. A lot of people feel like it's a random when you purchase these crypts to get items and things. It's generated random items, and you don't always get what you want. Like I spent about a good, excuse me, 100,000 gold coins and barely got anything for Shao Kahn. For the first several hours, I got collector's art, and a lot of people wondering about, is this gonna be like Anthem and a lot of other games out there that are just having random loot drops that are worthless, and people worried about that because they've been burnt about that with Anthem, and people worry, is this what NetherRealm Studios is doing as well? Because they want to add microtransactions in later, and if you want to get to equipment, you want right then and there, and not grind for it and go through all that long process of random loot drops that you just pay real money. If that's the case, that's the only bad part I have to say about the game. is the random drops of loot when you open crates up for you open crates up with the currency you earn in playing the game, and you don't always get what you want. Now they should have tweaked it where whatever characters that you play in the most, you get that loot first before you get other loot and custom art and all that other stuff. But Mortal Kombat 11 has a really big customization system where you can dress your characters up any way you want them, any way you want them to look, and they be unique from any other player out there. Big customization system in place in here, and I kind of enjoy that because I like customizing my characters. I mean, I've said it before in previous videos. If you're gonna have a fighting game that has customization, make sure that my customization is large and broad and interesting, and make it easy to be able to access the equipment you want to access by playing a game. And I hope that Nero Studios do that with this. I mean, it's still too early to say. Like I said, it just released today. I only played about 9 or 10 hours of it, so I don't know how the customization system is going to work as I continue playing. But this will give you a heads up that that's the only part of the game that is frustrating and concerning. But other than that, the game is fantastic, and I recommend playing it. If you can't buy it right now, I would recommend getting it from GameFly or Redbox. You can get it from Redbox for what, $7 for 3 days, and if you have a GameFly membership, you can get it rent to you and play as long as you want. I recommend getting your hands on this as soon as possible. But if you can't access any of them, just you can wait till the price drop. But I recommend trying it out now because it's so fantastic, and you want to be in when it first starts so you can be in there doing your thing as well. But that's all I have to say about it. It's a really great game. Recommend picking it up if you can. That's my first impressions of Mortal Kombat 11. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comment section below. Make sure you hit the like button, helps out the channel. Make sure you share, that helps out as well. If you want to see more content from your boy Dmac, make sure you hit the subscribe button and notification bell so you know if I want more content. Stay safe, keep gaming. I'm out, guys.